my husband, Scott, did one episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
So who's your guest today? And I was like, remember Winnie Cooper?
So there's this movie called Sausage Party.
What are you up to, Amanda?
It's the end of summer. I'm like,
It's not the end of summer. Hold on. We are in the middle of a heat
already.
wave. I know. School's going to start so early in the South. It's the end of summer. But I can't believe you don't want to get rid of your kids. Like, who are you?
They're so fun.
It's weird that you like your children that much.
Okay, look, don't get me wrong. They are normal children and they get annoying sometimes. But like this age we're at, the 6-year-olds and the 9-year-old, they're like creative and they still think I'm cool a little. And like they want to do all the things that I want to do.
Oh, hold on. And you have girls. They will like the things you like. They'll want to talk about your wedding. My kids won't talk about my wedding.
But Riker too. Like yesterday, I took them on this mural tour. I took them all around Nashville and showed them all the big murals. And
they looked at art with you?
Yes. Isn't that the greatest thing? And then we went home and we made our own mural on the back of our wall.
What?
Yes.
Okay, can we see a picture of this? Did you post it?
Yeah, I will post it.
Okay, you got to post it.
And it is so cute. It's Baby Yoda.
Oh.
And they did it all. We did it in chalk, obviously, not
one summer, I took my kids to the Louvre, the Uffizi, to the Vatican, and they were just so bored. I got one of them in the Louvre to be interested in a photo, in a painting, big painting. I think it was like a war painting. And I got him into it, and Mark is in the back going, "Can we go now?" And I was like, "Get away from me. I got one to talk about art with me." I was so excited.
I mean, I'm just soaking it up. I know this isn't going to be like a last forever kind of phase, but I really loved it this year. I'm so sad. It's like,
I know we did just some fun. Like my kids are best when they're like out in the wild, in the woods, camping or lake or on the water or something. So we did a lot of that. We did Costa Rica and Tahoe and just, it was
paradise.
Nice. But it was, and now I'm deep into work again and going after it.
Gearing up for that Christmas life.
Gearing up. Christmas is all year round in my...
I know it is. I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited about today's guest. Actually, this is someone that Tucker, my little 9-year-old who's running around with your little 9-year-old out there, is super excited about.
And her little 9-year-old. Well,
and her 11-year-old. Yeah.
I love this interview. We've just finished it.
Yeah, we just completed our interview.
And I'm floored by her. I did not expect to just like connect with someone so quickly.
She's so sweet.
And so like
smart and innocent.
Brilliant.
And just exactly the way you'd imagine her.
You know how you said that, what's his name? Family Ties guy.
Michael Gross.
Michael Gross is effervescent.
Yes.
So is she.
Yeah.
She, like our idol Dolly.
She's the girl next door.
Yes.
She's the quintessential girl next door.
Well, everyone's girl next door.
Let's tell everyone who we got coming in today. We got my friend Danica McKellar coming in.
Winnie Cooper.
She is one of the queens of Christmas, like undisputed, one of the
100%.
queens of Christmas. And every guy, like 35 and above, actually you can include my 9-year-old in this, first crush, because she was Winnie Cooper on the Wonder Years.
I wanted to be Winnie Cooper.
Oh, me too. I mean, partly because I wanted to kiss Fred Savage, but but also because she's stunning and she's so like her disposition is so sweet. Yes.
Sweet.
You just want to be around her. She started her career, well, not her career, but she started dancing in her mom's studio with her sister when she was a little girl, and that like let her know that she loved performing. And so she moved from La Jolla, California to LA to begin acting in 1982. She was on The Twilight Zone when she got her part on Winnie Cooper. She had already done Twilight Zone. I know, I'm kind of jealous about that too. And then, of course, she was Winnie Cooper for 6 years, making googly eyes. And her first real kiss was Fred Savage on the show. But that must have been awkward too. I can say that.
Doing that in front of everyone.
Screen kisses, especially when it's your first. I can't even imagine. I know we didn't ask her about it. But I'm sure she's been asked about that many times.
She has.
We talked about other things with her. Because she admits to struggling from making the switch from child to adult actor. But she came out on the other side with style. Mm-hmm. She's filmed tons of like Lifetime, Hallmark, mystery shows, Christmas movies. And now she is working with the Great American Family channel. Mm-hmm. And she's making all of her movies for them now. So you can check her out there. She also has a movie called The Winter Palace that's on the Great American Family channel. She is also, she's starred in dozens of TV shows, voiced great characters in animation. She danced in the 18th season of Dance with Stars. And she's appeared in music videos, but she's also a brilliant mathematician.
I know, an author.
She wrote 11 books for children on math.
And all age children, not just little kids. There's middle school level, there's high school level.
I think she sort of started with the higher, because she did one called Math Doesn't Suck. And I think that's for a little bit more, that's like elementary school children. But then she has Kiss My Math. She has Hot X, Algebra Exposed. She has Girls Get Curves, which is about geometry taking shape. Good Night Numbers is a kid's book. And Do Not Open This Math book is another one that I've read. And
Good Night Numbers is the one that connected her with Dolly.
Oh, yeah.
Which is how we got her in town today.
Yeah, she's going to talk about Dolly, her movie with Dolly, and how she connected with Dolly. And also now she's got on the shelves right now, brand new, hot off the press, she's got Double Puppy Trouble, which sounds so cute. My sister.
It is adorable.
I sent it to my sister, my niece. And my sister's a math teacher, and my niece is 5. And my niece is brilliant already, but she really connected with this book, and it really taught her about like the power of
I gotta get it
number
for my girls.
2 and like exponents and all that. So guys, I want to bring in today my friend. I'm super excited. Let's chat with Danica McKellar. Danica, thank you for coming in today. I can't believe we made this work.
I know.
I'm so excited you're
fun.
here. And oh my gosh, we have a very strange history. Like, I don't know. Do you want to explain it? Like, I feel like.
I mean, well, okay, it actually dates back to longer ago than you might think, because my husband, Scott, had a very brief stint acting and did one episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
No.
Yes, he did. It was a Halloween episode. I know, because we still get the SAG checks for it.
Which must be awesome. Yeah. So it's, residuals are like the best thing in the world.
He played like a jock, you know.
Okay.
I don't know. He was at a party. And
Oh my gosh, that was probably our first. I think that was maybe our first Halloween episode. Was we did a big party thing, and I think I duplicated myself so that I could be in 2 places at once. I had to be at 2. I don't know.
That sounds familiar. I did see the episode at some point.
You did?
When we were dating.
I'm gonna have to go rewatch it. I haven't, as Amanda knows, I don't ever watch my shows. Do you ever watch your shows? Do you watch your stuff back?
No. I mean, sometimes.
If you have to live tweet it.
Right, exactly.
But that's
exactly.
it. Like, otherwise you're like, I'm done with that. I've finished.
I have no idea what that's like. Like 0.
Do you listen back to the podcasts? How about that?
Only because I have to like approve everything.
Okay.
But if you didn't have to, like, do you listen, so you don't listen to it again? Like, it's not like
No.
so like,
Right.
No.
For pleasure. You know,
it's not like
hey,
you're binging
I'm
it.
going to kick back
I
and
mean, I'm
watch
a
my
fan of
stuff.
us, but I'm not that kind of fan of us.
Right.
I'm not,
Well,
like,
you're working on
obsessed
the
with
next
us.
episodes. I mean, right?
Right,
There's stuff
right.
to do.
Yeah. So I have to tell you, my son Tucker, we were trying to figure out a family show that we could watch together as a family. We wanted something, my husband and I were like, we need something like appointment television where every night we watch one episode of something, or at least twice a week or something. What should that show be? And we decided Wonder Years was the show.
Amazing.
So we as a family, but my teenagers, of course, were just sort of like, yeah, we'll meet you down there. We'll come down and watch, in the living room. And like kind of never showed up, but our 9-year-old got obsessed.
Amazing.
So he was very excited. He actually asked me today. It's like the first time it's the first time he's ever come to the studio. So all of our kids are right now outside. So if you hear a lot of noise, guys, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
But it's funny because he suddenly today on the drive over here, he's like, so who's your guest today? And I was like, remember Winnie Cooper? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, she's going to be there. And he's like, no way.
Aw.
So it's funny that your show just like, how does it feel that it just keeps going?
No, it's just incredible. It's timeless.
It is.
I mean, it was a period piece, and so we didn't have any issues there. And so we played on all the universal themes and the universal feelings that kids have. And one of the things about that show was it was really the first of its kind to honor the kids' experience, as opposed to from everything from the adult's point of view and the parents' point of view.
And not being like a Nickelodeon cheesy kid, like the kids are smarter than the parents sort of aspect.
Right, no, the real experience of a kid growing up and all the ups and downs and all the strong emotions that we have at that time.
Yeah, that's why I loved it. I mean, that's why everybody loves it. And that's why you're like every guy's first crush.
It's true.
But then, of course, all your Christmas movies and your mystery movie, and now you're working on Great American Family. But you started on Lifetime, right? Then went to Hallmark,
Lifetime,
and now you're at
Hallmark, and now Great American Family. Yeah,
so fun.
But it's all about making movies that enrich people's lives and make them feel good. And for me, and the stuff even I did at Lifetime was not like some of the Lifetime stuff. It was more a little more good natured. It's for me, it's about putting positive energy into the world.
Yeah,
because there is so much craziness out there, and I just want people to be reminded of the good side of human nature and to be reminded what they can do if they're feeling down, or like the Christmas movies. I feel like we give people ideas for Christmas traditions and remind them how to celebrate.
I just give them a place to. I always feel like, Christmas, as much as we all think of it as like it's a time of hope, but as much as we all think of it as like celebration and whatnot, for so many people it's painful, I think. And so I think that when they watch these movies, they have a happy ending. They know how it's going to end. They can bake their cookies while they watch it. Like I always feel like it's just a feel good, no surprises. It's not like Game of Thrones or something where someone's going to die and not come back next week.
You're going to get attached to a character and then suddenly they're gone.
And they're gone. Their head's on a pike.
But many times you get to see these same characters 4 times over, which is great.
Yeah.
Christmas sequels are my favorite.
Sequels, yeah. They're very rare, though.
They are rare.
Yeah, I wish I could do a sequel. There's so many I would do a sequel on my movies that I've done, but
would you?
I don't get the opportunity.
Yeah, because they're so fun, and you get attached to the cast members, and 3.5 weeks later, you're done. And we're like, oh, let's do a sequel. Yeah, and then it never happens.
It never happens.
Ladies, chop, make it happen.
Well, the reason it doesn't happen is because the love story that happens is the most exciting part of that.
And
so the sequel, it's complete. It's done.
And like I've done some where like it's very rare because they really don't let you do it anymore, where the girl doesn't get the guy or the guy doesn't get the girl. But I've done a few of those, and there was one where I was in love with the Nutcracker, but at the end of Christmas he had to go back to being a piece of wood. So how are you gonna, as much as I want the Nutcracker to come back every year, she probably needs to find love in flesh. So
Yes,
that's fair.
Okay, the sequel, it's Pinocchio. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Go with me.
Okay.
And Pinocchio Nutcracker comes to life. And everything is amazing.
I love it. Yeah, the fairy can come down and grant him. Yes, absolutely.
Fairies can do anything.
We can do that. I know.
This
we
is
need
why
to do a
we
movie about
trust you
fairies
with our holidays every year.
Thank you.
Like she said, good feeling stuff.
Creativity is just oozing out.
Writing itself. We can.
So how does this? So tell us. I know you've got this new book out. I'm so excited.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So in addition to acting, I've been writing these math books.
11 of them.
11.
Oh, we have another one too. Hang on.
I took a break from acting in college to get a degree in mathematics. Of all things.
Oh my gosh.
I
Where
love
did you go?
math. I went to UCLA.
Oh, okay.
I love math. I love making math fun for kids because when I was in middle school, I was terrified of math. I would literally come home and cry because I was afraid of my math homework. And I just discovered like midway through that year, a new teacher came in and made it fun. I was like, oh, wait, it's the presentation, not the actual material. I'm not actually stupid. But kids always think it's them. They never think, oh, well, this teacher just isn't doing a good job explaining it. So
where were you when I was 12?
Well, and that's the thing. Like, so I started writing books that I wish that I'd had. So I started off with Math Doesn't Suck, which is from middle school all the way up through high school geometry. So all like the hard stuff to learn. And then I went back and started doing little kid books, starting with Goodnight Numbers. This is the little floppy version of it for Imagination Library.
Yes. Comes in the mail.
Yeah. If you subscribe to Imagination Library, which is Dolly Parton's charity, amazing.
How do people sign up for that? They just go online?
You have to find out if it's available in your area.
I wish that had been available when my kids were little.
I think it's just imaginationlibrary.com.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
So I
cool.
started writing books to help, the youngest of kids to start making really happy associations with math. And this new one, Double Puppy Trouble, is one of those fun books that just sneaks in a math lesson. It's really the story about this girl who wants more of everything. She finds this magic wand that turns like whatever you're looking at and you point at it, it doubles it.
Okay.
So when she points it at their puppy, the button gets stuck. And then so they double and double and double and double. And so you're learning this, sort of sneaking in the math lesson of, wow, this is the power of doubling. This is how quickly numbers get fast. But at the end of the day, it's a story of learning that less is more and learning how to really respect your siblings. Because at the beginning of the story, she has no time for her little brother, and then it turns out they kind of work together to solve the problem, and it's a really sweet, nice family story.
I love
for kids.
the I guess it's graphics in a book. I was going to say animation.
Illustrations. Yeah, no, she is amazing. Josie Massey. She
Beautiful,
did a great job. She also illustrated my book, The Times Machine. The Times Machine is multiplication and division with time travel. Because come on,
I need this book.
And that one teaches
I know.
I'm
thinking I'm going to get that for Tucker now.
Yes, he's 9. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, The Times Machine.
But you sent one of these to my niece, and my sister's a math teacher, and she gave it rave reviews. So she said her kindergartner is loving this, and the whole idea of the twos, learning. So she's. I mean, you said earlier to me outside that it's like having your meatloaf and sneaking in your vegetables.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is like that. It's like a great story.
My girlies need this one.
Yeah,
I
beautiful.
have twin 6-year-olds.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's perfect for them.
It's perfect, yeah.
And they might also, if they're 6, first grade? Okay, so I've got a book called Do Not Open This Math Book.
Oh yeah,
And
I have that one. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like addition and subtraction, but all the crazy Common Core things we're teaching now, I teach it that way and the regular way using
have a whole
cartoons
different
and
set of
stories.
tools.
Yeah, and also there's the resource guide at the back. It's called the New Math Translation Guide for Grown-ups because everything has changed. So
Yeah. I'm going to need to look at that again.
and the Times Machine has one of those too.
So I just want to know, how did you, okay, so you learned that you wanted to get, that the presentation was everything and you wanted to present math, but like, how do you have to, okay, acting wise, like you can pop into a character and learn your lines and step on set. How do you keep up with math to a level where you can like write books about, like, is there something you have to do constantly to?
Oh, like the math itself?
Yeah.
No,
like,
no.
Are you, I mean, I feel like I don't use math unless I'm leaving a tip. So I don't know, like, how do you use math still?
You know, the one book that I had to go back and sort of reteach myself some stuff on was when I did the high school geometry book, because that you don't really use very often. But I mean, I was a math major. So for 4 years, I was entrenched in, I mean, the algebra that I used was just like it's like adding and subtracting. That's just a given. That's part of everything you do. So that I never had to refresh
What's the
anything.
movie with Good Will Hunting where he's like writing all the equations on the walls at you? You like,
You know what, that
writing all
movie?
these-
Okay, I remember the time watching it and just starting to understand what he was starting to write, and then they cut away. And I was like, well, they just cut it.
you're like,
Chris,
wait a
that's the
second.
best part.
I wanted to see the math.
Oh, that's right. Nobody at all cares about that part. Right. That's why they would cut, because that's not what this movie is actually for. But I was either a math major at the time or just having finished, and I found that very frustrating.
I feel like you need to go work on young Sheldon, because I have to constantly, when I'm directing over there, I have to like, they're always bringing in experts to like do the equations on the board, or but it's more like physics. I guess it's more physics stuff, but it's
Physics uses math. I mean,
yeah, and
math is the language of the sciences.
Oh, look at see, and I love math. My family, and I think my husband's family, or at least my husband's family too, all kind of think in math like. I prefer numbers. When I'm memorizing my lines, I memorize it by how many words are in the sentence, how many sentences are in my line, how many lines I have that
Really?
scene. Yeah, so I kind of do it by number. I have to do it by letter as well. I have to be like, oh, well, this line that's tripping me up has 3 T's in it or something. But
Sometimes I'll do that, or I'll combine, like if there's for some reason one word into the next is just tripping me up,
Yeah.
I'll create a new word that's the middle, like the last couple of syllables of one word and the first couple of syllables of the next.
Okay.
And then I just say that a couple times.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
many
I haven't
tricks.
used that one. There's so many
Yeah.
tricks, but I feel like most of the time, if I can count it out, I can remember it, because I know, okay, I have 3 sentences. I can think of the first 2. What's the third one? So
Right.
So I
right,
know if
yeah.
I'm there or I'm not there, and I
Yeah.
know where I need to focus more. But my whole family, like my sister being a math teacher,
Yes, it's amazing.
my father-in-law is a CPA. Like I feel like there's just a lot of numbers in our family. Although I don't feel like I can do math anymore.
You know,
The
math is,
quadratic equation was my favorite thing growing up. Though.
Yeah? You know what? I mean, I have in my book Hot X, which is the algebra book, I do this whole story about this little girl who goes into a mall, and each moment of the story helps you memorize the next section of the quadratic formula.
Oh, I love that. And you do a big thing on like Pi Day too,
Yeah.
right? On 3/14, you do like a whole.
Yeah, March 14th, 3.14. Well, I have a song.
You have a song.
I have a song,
and you're in
pie
this
song.
pretty dress, and you're like laying in the
Yes.
field. Oh my gosh, you got to show the kids that.
This is all news to me.
You have to go back.
Okay.
Go back
Dance-
to March
yeah.
14th and look at her Instagram,
or
and you'll
just,
find it.
or
I'm writing
just,
it down.
or if you go to McKellar Math.
okay.
.com, McKellarmath.com on fun links. Scroll down and you'll see the video for a Dance of the Sugar Pie Fairy.
Dance of the Sugar
Yes.
Pie Fairy.
So
I love it.
To the tune of Dance of Sugar.
I need to
Fairy,
memorize
of course.
it. I feel like
Well, and that's why I wrote the song, because I thought, you know what? First of all, I was a math major and could only recite like 5 digits of pi. And I'm like, what's going on? And then there was a song. Do you know Chris Hardwick?
yeah.
So he and his partner at the time, the Hardin firm, they wrote a song, a pi song, and it was like more of a chant.
Okay.
3.141596252589793238462644. So I was like, okay, well that's cool, but I want something more melodic, something
Yeah.
more like girly, you know. I like
Do you remember all of it, like from the song?
no.
Okay.
That's about as much. The song that I wrote, I can do most of it.
I wonder
but
if
I
we got
haven't
confused.
practiced.
Do you know that it was on my whatever Wikipedia was before Wikipedia? Whenever I would go do an interview, I just remember this. They'd always ask if I could recite pi up to 99 digits or something like that.
Why?
I think it might have been you
They thought
that they were confusing me with or something. Like I would always
amazing.
get asked that, and I was like, no. 3.14 is like all I know. I don't
That is so
know
funny.
what you're
I'm so
talking
sorry.
about. No, it's so weird.
Well,
I was, like, where did
asked
this
that a lot,
come
and I
from?
was like, well, this is a legit question. I should be able to answer this. So the song that I wrote has 139 digits of pi.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So that's a lot. So I figure that's pretty good. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
The
good. All right.
Overachievers edition.
I'm going to make
Right.
Tucker memorize
Pi.
that, and then he can impress his third grade class this year.
well, if he's obsessed with Winnie Cooper, then
He's
maybe
obsessed with
he'll-
Winnie Cooper, and he is actually really good at math. He's
Love it.
dyslexic, so he has trouble with reading, but he's actually with numbers. He
very
sees
smart.
things. Yeah, he's got a pretty decent IQ, so he can keep up with math stuff. And at least, thank God there's something that comes easily to that child. Very thankful for that, and good tutors. But you homeschool, right?
Yes.
How do you what made you make that decision?
Well, a very, so Draco's dad travels for work. I travel for work. Draco hated school. We had him in like preschool and kindergarten and stuff. And he just, either it was way too easy or they were weird and strict. And I was like, what's going on? I can teach him this. And he knows everything they're trying to teach him right now already. In terms of, he was a very early reader and of course the math thing. I mean, I can't help myself.
Gene pool.
I can do more math than they can.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought, well, let's just do this for a while and see how it goes. And it just worked so well. And then going up to Canada for work or whatever, it was just
He just goes with you.
he
I'm
goes
so jealous.
with me.
I have
and-
to, ever
oh,
since my
that's so
kids have been
great.
school age, I have to leave. Like
Yeah.
when they're in elementary school, I would pull them out a lot. But now that they're in high school, middle school,
Yeah.
I really can't.
Right.
And they suffer when they do. And we've moved around a lot trying to figure out where we're going to be. And unfortunately, like their schooling, and especially with COVID, it all just,
Yeah.
because I realized I'm not a homeschool teacher. I can't, it's not something that comes naturally to me at all. I don't have the patience to sit with each of them and try to, have them do their work. So we were so reliant on the school system. But how does the social aspect of that work?
Sports, play dates,
You set things up, like you make sure that there's like,
Just intentionality.
yeah.
Is that a word? That's a word, right?
So
just I like it.
It felt
whether or
good.
not.
I like,
go with it.
we all
Sounded
know what
good.
you mean, and that's what language is for.
Right.
It's probably a word.
I'm going with it.
We made it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you? So you're into math,
Yeah.
and you're into your son. We know that I know just from watching your Instagram and just that you're just a fabulous mom.
Oh, thank you.
But
I love being a mom so much. I feel so grateful, and I think being like an older parent too, I just have an appreciation for it, and I know to absorb and just take in every moment because it's not going to last forever. I mean, they say childhood is perishable.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I've heard the days are long, but the years are short, and I'm feeling that for sure.
Yeah.
But especially now that I have a 16-year-old, and he's like, literally had a conversation last night about how I have to let him like do his thing. And I was like, no, you have to be home by 10 p.m. He's like, no, but you don't understand. You're just being too much of a parent. And I'm like, that's my job.
I am a parent. So yeah.
But yeah, I'm seeing it. And like my 9-year-old, I'm still like, I do too much with Tucker to like, come on, sleep with me. You can sleep in my bed. Or now I'm like, please don't. Please get out. Please like leave me alone. But
I'm so sad summer's coming to an end and I have to like give mine back to school.
I can't wait.
We've had a magical
I have to get him out of the house a little bit. I have 3 boys that last night there was a Nerf war in my house with about 6 kids at 11 o'clock at night. My husband wasn't home, so the
Little
kids
yellow
felt like they
balls
could just
everywhere.
yellow balls, the blue things with the tips. Like
Yes.
it was. This morning I woke up a bunch of teenagers and was like, "Go clean up the balls." Like, can't vacuum the floor if the balls are on the floor. So yeah,
Those little Nerf bullets are everywhere.
Oh my gosh!
I find
And
them
then the
in
dogs chew
shoes.
'em.
I find them like on top of furniture. I'm like,
Oh.
where did this?
They
You were
might have
supposed
been
to
there
be
for
doing
7 years. You have no idea.
Everywhere. I keep they're constantly in my pocket because I pick them up all around the house all the time.
I'm usually pretty good about putting away. Every now and then I put one in the trash. That's a confession. That should have been my secret.
That is,
I will throw away
you
the
know what?
Nerf
I'm
balls.
not anywhere near, and this is not anywhere
go
near.
away.
I just-
We won't even miss it.
no one will ever know about it.
I know. I got to start keeping like buckets and stuff like around. It's ridiculous. So that's what I was dealing with last night. I'm like, I got a little tired. I was like, do I let them? My husband wasn't home, so I was like, he's usually the one that's like, I'm going to bed. I need it quiet. And I was like, have fun. Just clean it up in the morning, please.
Yeah.
But what are you into? What's like your what's your like escape? What's your vacation? What's your like thing to do?
Honestly, like go on, like relax on the couch with my husband and just watch something.
What did you go to, like reality, documentary? Like what do you?
No, I mean we tried all sorts of things. First of all, during the pandemic, we even tried that tiger
Tiger King.
Oh, we couldn't stand it.
My husband couldn't. I had to watch it by
Could not
myself.
stand it. Speaking of like hype that you don't get, like I was like, what? No. Let's turn this off. We've watched all sorts of stuff. We like everything from like Grace and Frankie to Barry.
Oh yeah.
You know, it just needs to be well done. Like whatever the genre is, if it's well done, like we're in.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of time for that, so we try to pick and choose. But those are like the shows we kind of go between. Have not seen season 3 yet of Barry because I heard it wasn't as good, and I
haven't watched it yet. I've got to watch it
at
all.
Tell us
no,
about
I
Barry.
haven't.
You would love it. Okay, any actor, anyone who's been in the business for any amount of time, you would love it because it's essentially so Barry is an assassin.
Okay.
Who was trying to get out of that business. But his very last hit is this guy in an acting class who is like cheating on someone or whatever. So he goes to to scope out his hit and falls in love with acting. So he's trying to juggle.
Okay,
being an
write
actor.
that down.
Oh,
Put it
it's
on.
so funny.
That's funny.
Because it's everything relatable, like if you've ever been around the business, or even if you just are interested in movies and interested in what it's like to be in an acting class.
So now
and
he's-
Henry Winkler plays the acting teacher.
Oh, really?
A super self-important acting teacher. You would love it.
I love Henry. Henry.
Well, we love
Henry
him.
just keeps working, man.
Well, and he
That's
has
great.
He's changed reading for dyslexic kids.
oh
He's
yeah,
put out-
Really?
He's got
I know he
books
has
about
children's books.
dyslexia.
And he helped create what's it called? Dyslexia, a font specifically for dyslexic readers.
One of his
Really?
books
Yeah.
was
Interesting.
one of my son Brady's favorite books in, I think it was 5th grade, and he was going to do a report on it, but they didn't. The book hadn't come out yet. Henry had been so sweet and given me a like prelim copy, and then he didn't. It didn't come out, and so the teachers were like, "Well, we can't do a report on this because we can't read it." So he had to stop reading. Well, he stopped reading it. 'cause he
Loan
was
you
like,
the book.
I can't even do a
sir.
report on it. Yeah, I know. I could have given him the book, I guess, but Brady was still like struggling through it. But he just loved it. It was like one of the first books he actually liked. Yeah, Henry's
cool.
Oh, I got to watch that because he's so fun to watch
Oh,
too.
you'd love it. You'd love Barry.
What's it on? I wrote it down. I'm going to watch it.
FX?
It's HBO.
HBO?
Okay.
Okay.
I think so. We just do everything on iTunes. We just buy things
Yeah.
a la carte because we don't watch enough TV to like.
We just downgraded our Netflix subscription.
Downgraded?
You see that? Well, because like,
It's an option.
well, because they just made it more expensive. So, but if you can put it on like 4 TVs or something, we were like, let's put it on 1 TV. It's $10, I think, if you put it on 1 TV.
Yeah.
So we're saving $10 a month. I was like, I'm not.
I mean, you have to.
We don't
Everything
all
adds
need to
up.
watch Stranger Things at the same time on 4 different TVs. Like, we
Right.
can all watch it together or one at a time. But so Barry, what about like, are there any old shows, like obviously people still watch, like me, still watch your show from when you were young? Are there any like classics that you still will dig into?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I love Bewitched.
And the original.
Yeah, the
Yes.
original one. And actually, Great American Family airs Bewitched, which is really cool.
So fun, yeah.
I think they also do like the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh,
Stuff like really going way back. Yeah.
That's really fun.
I know. I want to watch that and Green Acres again. I feel like, and
Green
MASH.
Acres
I have such a fascination with MASH. Although
Yes,
I
I haven't
did
seen
try
it
to
in
get
so
back into it, but it was a little. I don't know. The first one, it's fun. The characters are so fun, but it's a little bit dark, I think.
MASH
Yeah.
just makes me think of being at home sick from school when I was a kid. And that was what was on during the day. All of those shows, Green Acres, I Love Lucy, MASH.
Yeah.
Speaking of staying at home sick, we used to have to watch game shows like Jeopardy, and then Fred Savage and I was so jealous that you got to kiss him when you were young. All I wanted to do was work with Fred Savage, and became friends with him later on in our 20s. Went on a couple dates, like double dating, but he only because he and I played on Jeopardy together.
Oh,
And
really?
He couldn't figure out how to use the buzzer, and I won the first round, and then I taught him how to use the buzzer, and he won the whole freaking thing.
Yeah. You're like, why
I was like, why did I teach him how to use the buzzer? Because he couldn't get the timing down. It's like the lights go 1, 2, 3, then you hit the buzzer, and he couldn't quite. I think he was hitting it on 3 instead of like the 4th,
Right.
something like that. So I taught him how to use
the right
the buzzer.
thing, though.
I did. You know what? And
You would have felt bad.
I still got
if you'd
Sony
won.
Electronics. I got a Laserdisc player, so I'm okay.
Laser
I got a Laserdisc player. I wouldn't give that thing up until my husband made me. He was like, "We are not keeping the Laserdisc player." I was like, "It's my obsession." Those Laserdiscs are expensive, and I would go into the Laserdisc store and try to find. I'm like, I need The Rock and I need Shawshank Redemption, and like once a week I'd buy like an expensive Laserdisc movie that I thought would be a classic, some Disney movie. So someday when I'm a mom,
Right,
I'll have the
right,
Disney
yes.
movies.
On
I had this massive collection that Mark was like, "We're selling this on eBay."
Aren't they like the size of records?
They're giant, and
Yeah,
sometimes
they're
there's
huge.
2.
We never had that. We never had Laserdisc. We went from
doubled down on
VHS to I guess.
DVD.
DVD.
Yeah.
So I was there was a Laserdisc store in LA called Dave's Laserdisc. It's where the Pier 1, which is now gone too, I think. In the middle of Studio City, and I'd go in there once a week and buy my disc. And they at one point were like, "We want to talk to you about DVDs, these DVD players." And I'm like, and then there'll be CPC players and QPT
You're like,
players.
no,
I'm going to stick with my Laserdisc. Thanks very much for trying to upsell me. Meanwhile, I doubled down on the Laserdisc and bought way too many of them. And
now we've got DVDs for days, and I'm like,
now we don't
need them.
We don't need them. And but do we? Here's the thing, like, you watch movies, but you don't own them anymore.
Yeah,
it's kind of nice to
could
own
go away.
things.
Be taken
things
away.
Be taken away at any time.
It's true.
I own
keep in
DVDs still because
I'm
children
keeping them, too.
and car trips.
Yeah, but my car doesn't have them anymore. My car doesn't, like, we used to, one of my favorite things with the kids was stick them in the back of the car and play them. And I've listened to Shrek probably 500 times.
I have seen
in the car.
Little Mermaid 2 more times than any other human.
Seen it or heard it?
Really listen.
Yeah,
Little Mermaid 2.
Like, I could say there's a lot of movies I've listened to that I have not seen, like Big Brother or something, Brother
Bear.
Brother Bear. I've heard that one, but I've never seen it. Like, there's a few of these Disney movies and whatnot, DreamWorks movies that I've never seen. But I still have the discs.
But you could recite them because you've heard them so many times.
I know what happens. I just don't know what it looks like.
Right.
That's why I always have to be like, now, Kenai is which one, and is that a bear or is that a wolf or is that I don't know.
So, but I have my DVDs, and I'm not letting go of them no matter what my husband said. My husband also liked to get rid of stuff. Like, no.
Oh, I'm the same way.
Don't
keep
touch
this
me.
stuff,
Yeah,
and
that's a
you
good
just
point.
Never know. I mean, I don't know.
I'm really not getting
I like
rid of
having
them,
things. I
now
was
that you
really
said that.
upset when iTunes kind of made you go online or whatever with them, and you don't own music anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, the streaming instead of
Yeah.
Well, I
It's
also
all
got mad when they went
subscription.
from 99 cents a song to $1.30 a song. You're like, what happened here?
Yeah.
They're just, and they can do that. And they can do that. And
They
you
can do that at any time. You have nothing. There's nothing
what are
you
you
can
going to do?
Whereas
I
if you
remember
owned
back
it,
in my day.
I know, back in the day,
And
back when
iTunes
the 8-track
download
stuff.
is just 99 cents.
that's right.
And gas was only, let's
No,
not
that
talk
was
about
only
that.
2 years ago. Yeah,
Let's not talk about, yeah.
not hard to
Moving
remember
to
when gas
Nashville.
was half the price.
Oh, it was nice to move to Nashville from, even from Connecticut because the gas prices were so. I was just in Tahoe and gas was $7.
Yeah, that's how it is.
I mean,
in
LA, yeah.
Yeah, but here it's $5.
I saw a place the other day for $3.29.
Yeah,
Here,
it's
I couldn't believe
it's
it.
going down.
Yeah.
I
we'll
drive a
see.
tank for all of my children, basically, which I'm praying for them to come out with a electric version of the Suburban.
They're working on it.
God, please, Lord.
I know.
But yeah, so this has been an interesting
Yeah,
summer.
it's been an interesting time for prices going up, just not just
In
gas,
general.
but just in general. We're like,
No.
I just bought a thing of grapes, $7
Oh my
For
gosh.
grapes.
for grapes.
So we all need a vineyard in our
I was like,
backyard.
And I was at the checkout. I was like, this doesn't seem right, right? She's like, huh? I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm buying it. It doesn't seem right,
Yeah.
right? She didn't really respond.
I was like, I don't price the grapes.
right.
This is why I'm literally Amanda has a little bit of a garden, and I'm like, I want to put tomatoes, mint. There's some things I just don't want to buy.
I should
anymore.
have brought you tomatoes today.
Oh, bring me tomatoes.
I've got tomatoes coming out my ears right now.
Oh, good. I need.
Oh, you've got a garden?
I love to garden.
Oh, that's awesome.
Are you a gardener?
No, but I want to. I like the idea of it.
You can.
My
It's
mom
so
does it
easy
a
to
little
start.
bit.
You can start really small.
I'm just going to start
I
with
tried
mint
planting
in a pot.
carrots, and then the problem is I leave for a movie and I forget all about it, and come back, everything's dead, and I'm not organized enough in that area. I feel like.
Well,
I'll
and it's
help you,
hard.
but really, it's very
I
easy.
decided last year I kind of went all in on plants, indoor plants. And then, of course, I left for a month, and my wonderful babysitter is a college student. God bless her, but things don't happen the same way. And then because of this heat wave going on, our outdoor plants, anyone that had to be normally I don't have to water them because it's humid enough, but all of our boxwoods are dead. And I was like, oh, all the ones in the pots.
Sad.
I'm like, eh. But
yeah, so the idea of it's great, but I think you just need to have that time.
Well, and there are certain things you can plant that you can just ignore.
there are
That,
some
I need a list.
There are some.
Will you give me a list?
Yes, I can help you with that.
indoor succulents and air plants. Those are
Well, and outdoor you can also do succulents, but if you want things you can actually eat, lettuces are great.
can't kill mint. it
Going
seems.
into
I tried.
mint,
Mint,
you
okay.
cannot kill.
I took one from your garden,
I know, and it's
I
everywhere.
still have it. Yeah,
I have more mint than I can
mint is
possibly
invasive.
do anything.
Mint
with.
and tomatoes.
I
I feel
have
like a
mint,
summer salad is
tomatoes,
coming out.
cucumber.
That's actually with some watermelon. Grab some watermelon and some feta cheese, and you got a salad.
Watermelons have never been successful for me. I don't know why.
We can buy the watermelon, but everything else.
Everything else
you
is
chop
out
it
of the
up
garden.
and
I also have more lavender than I know what to do with.
What? Ooh.
Yeah.
That's just lovely.
fun.
Good pollinator.
And now I have volunteer plants after so many years of doing this. Things just pop up in places.
Like
Volunteer
yeah,
plants?
that's what they call them because they just show
They're
up.
volunteering themselves.
Yeah.
And
So
you're
I-
in the volunteer state, so.
I have a random tomato in between my blueberries right now that's just like,
But you have a blueberry plant?
I have lots of blueberries.
I want a blueberry.
Sounds fun.
Okay, forget the tomatoes. I just want a blueberry plant. My kids eat so many
I will
blueberries.
help you
Talk about
both
you
plant
need
your
grapes,
garden.
Yeah.
and I need
I
blueberries.
need grapes.
Blueberries you just ignore too.
Really?
Okay.
All right,
I
can
do.
you
I want a
propagate-
list. And I feel like the listeners or the watchers are on the list too, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we need
I'll make a list.
of good, like, especially ones that just grow quickly and like, and I want to propagate. I'm just going to pull yours.
From my blueberries?
Yeah, can I just propagate? Can I just pull like a stem and
I'm
stick
sure
it in
we
some
can.
soil?
I'll find out.
I'm all
if you
about
can propagate.
propagating. I'm all about it.
All right.
I don't know.
Volunteering.
All right.
I feel
All
like
these
growing
new
things from
words.
seeds don't really work for me.
No, blueberry plants, sometimes it's better to buy a mature one, especially if you want a lot
Okay.
quickly
Okay.
because they're slow growers.
Where do you find a blueberry plant? I've never
I've
seen
got the
one.
best nursery in town. I'll take you.
All right. She's a wealth of information. You need to
Yeah.
lean on this one.
I am. I really am.
We'll go to you for numbers. We go to you for plants.
There we go.
I'm kind of useless, but we'll
everything else.
figure something else.
So
For laser disc players.
Laser disc players.
All
I,
your laser disc.
I got you covered.
Oh, and weather. I can handle weather.
Oh, she's a weather girl. Isn't that hilarious?
Oh,
I'm a weather forecaster.
oh my
She
gosh.
lets us know when there's a tornado coming through. She's like, everybody take shelter.
Do you have like an app that gives you numbers?
Yeah, so I have a radar on my phone. I also have it on my computer, and I take all of my data from Allison House, and that way I can keep up with everybody's addresses, and I know exactly what's coming when. I have alerts set up. It's great.
She'll alert you.
Do you do a weather show?
No, I don't. So as a kid, I was not good at math, or so I thought, and so when it came time for college, I was more in the creative space, and so I did fashion and fine art. Well, as I got older, I still loved weather, and I was like, I'm not good at math, and you need to be really good at math to be a meteorologist. Well, you do, but you can be a weather forecaster, and all the meteorologists create the data, and you can interpret it.
Ah.
And
Yes.
so
That's cool.
I went
There
to
you
school
go.
for weather forecasting.
Nice.
Real quick, because I just noticed I'm drinking on my Dolly for president. So you worked with Dolly,
I did.
and we are in Nashville right now.
Yes, we
and
are.
you worked with
With
she's our
At-
idol. She's
at
our
Dollywood. I mean, Dolly for president.
at Dollywood. I haven't been to Dollywood yet.
We need to
Oh
go
my
to
gosh.
Dollywood.
because it was closed. I was supposed to go in February, guys. It was closed. I didn't know it was going to be closed.
Yeah, I know it's seasonal. But it's
They open at
amazing.
Christmas time, though, right?
they do.
I think they're open
As
right
you
now. They're
would
just
know.
closed from January through March, and of course, I booked it in February.
Yes, yes. No, we shot there. So we shot a lot of the movie Christmas at Dollywood in Vancouver, and then we shot a few days at Dollywood. And because they weren't going to open until because of their opening, we had to shoot it in November, which was so the whole movie was edited together except for the days at Dollywood. And we went in and we shot November 6th, 7th, and 8th or something.
And then they
had
shoved it in the movie real quick. They
Yeah, because the movie
edited
came
it.
out less than a month later. So but Dolly Parton was a dream. She was a true professional. She wanted to rehearse and rehearse. I'm like Dolly, I will rehearse as much as you want. I
Just love
I was like, yes, right, yeah, just yes. Her work ethic was fantastic, and everyone around her was sort of there to protect her and have her do less work. But she was like, no, I want to rehearse. She was just great. She had an incredible spirit and energy, and she walked into the room wearing this head to toe sequined cat suit,
I just want to be her.
and she was like, "Merry Christmas, everybody!" And we all just basically fell on the floor. Oh, and then then
I imagine that's what entering the gates of heaven will be like.
Dolly there.
there are some moments when you just wish that you had been recording it, right? So we're sitting there rehearsing, and this scene was in on a stage, and so there were the seats. My mom and Draco, who at the time I guess was 7 or 8 years old, sitting there, and Dolly was like, "So who's that?" That's my mom, that's my son. "Oh, what's his name?" "Draco." And she goes, "Oh, Draco." And she made up this little song on the spot. And I'm like, and I was like, "Why?" No, and I wish Alimer was like, "Draco, oh Draco," and
Oh my god.
a little ditty, and it was so. But I was like,
do you remind him of this yearly
body experience? Yeah. Well, he didn't. I mean, he thinks she's awesome, but he doesn't really have an appreciation for who Dolly Parton is. My mom remembers the moment. I mean, I remember the moment. I just wish I'd been recording it. But we're so.
We had the only closest I come to that is Mason. I was race car driving in England with AC/DC's lead singer, and he would pick up Mason. Mason was only like a year old, not even, I think like 6 months, and would just sing Christmas lullabies to him and rock him. And I have no video. Of course, we had like flip phones at the time, and I was in England, so I didn't have service anyway. And I was like, it was. But that's the closest. I mean, but Dolly singing. That's apparently, I heard on her podcast, or the podcast they did about her, that's how she came up with the song Jolene. She met a little girl named Jolene and started like diddying it, kind of like made a little demo of this girl, Jolene's. She wanted to remember her name because she thought it was so cool. Oh my God, maybe she's going to come out with a song about Draco.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that was a couple years ago, so probably not. We would have heard it by now.
Working on it. She's busy.
She's making it perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's perfecting it.
Yeah.
I love that, though. That's so, that is so
And in
sweet.
sequins. I mean, does it get more magical?
And like 6-inch platform heels. Like how you? I remember there was the DP was letting. She had to walk in from behind the camera, and there were some cords, and the DP said, "Okay, well, just be careful. I don't want you to trip over those." And she goes, "No, you don't, honey." Somehow she managed to like get a point like across in kind of a strong way.
Yeah.
But so charming.
Yes.
No matter what she does or says, she's charming and makes you feel fantastic. Even when you're like, wow, my job, my livelihood depends on you not tripping right now. I still feel wonderful about myself and wonderful about you.
Yeah.
We are 1 degree separated from Dolly right now.
I know. I love that.
And let me tell you about her Imagination Library Foundation. So she has this incredible organization called the Imagination Library where she gives books to kids ages 0 to 5, 1 a month, if you live in an area where the Imagination Library is set up. And if you go to imaginationlibrary.org, I think it is.
I looked it up.
It is com.com? Yes. Okay. Then you can find if your area is serviced. And if it isn't, then, and if you've got money, you could maybe be helpful in setting up a local franchise or whatever to make it happen for kids. So it's everywhere in Tennessee, as far as I know, and lots of other southern states and randomly other places. I don't think it's in California at all.
No.
And it's for everybody.
And it's for everybody.
Doesn't matter your economic status.
They don't ask what your economic status is, so you don't create a stigma, which is so thoughtful.
Yeah. So just every kid under 5 gets free books.
Mm-hmm. No questions.
I mean,
they just show up in your mailbox. That's
great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's really
and
amazing.
The last one is, I think it's like, Here Comes Kindergarten or something. It's like sets you off on your way. So it really teaches kids to read. So when they get to kindergarten, they're in good shape and promoting, parents reading to their kids.
That's
just a beautiful organization.
Incredible.
And it was in 2017 that she invited my Goodnight Numbers to be part of it. And I was just like, that was the first time Dolly Parton and I had ever come into each other's worlds at all. We got this letter, my publisher, and I was like, yes, I would love that.
Dolly,
So I know what is that. Yes.
So the Imagination Library reaches out to people as opposed to the other way around.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Well, and some of their books are public domain. Some of their books are classics. It just,
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so I have the letter still. But I remember my publisher sent me the letter, but they didn't put it like with cardboard backing, so it's kind of wrinkled. But like I still framed it.
Okay. I was going to say, did you frame it?
Yes, I framed it. Of course I did.
You and I are very, very
turn
alike.
it over and iron it.
I have a Christmas card from Shirley Temple that's framed.
Oh my goodness.
But it's actually, it was her 50th anniversary with her husband as well. So it's the Christmas card says like, thanks to your love and friendship, like we've made it 50 years or something. I'm like,
You're like,
you're welcome.
All because of me.
Nothing to do with me. I went to her house. She invited me to her home one time, but it was like the highlight of my life. But I framed it.
Yes, of course.
I would have too.
I had to. I was like, when you get a Christmas card from Shirley Temple, you frame that.
So the book's been in the program for a few years now, and I think it's for 3-year-olds. So like when your child, some month, I think it's October this year, I think is what they said, it goes out to everybody in the program.
So like one book a month. So that book is the book that's sent out every month.
It's so depending on your age. So each age and each month is a different book.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, very
cool.
So
it's amazing, and they make these books for these are low cost versions of the books. So we basically don't make anything off of it. They we sign off and say yes, let's donate these and get the for me it's about. Goodnight Numbers is a really sweet book that helps kids learn how to count. And on every page, so like the 5 page, everything on it has like 5 of whatever it is. There's lots of counting to be done. And that was kind of something that happened while the illustration process was happening. We discovered, well, hey, why don't we just make like a whole lot of things to count on each page that corresponds with a number? And I also include a 10 frame in there so they start to understand how numbers fit into 10 frames, which is how kids are learning addition and subtraction these days.
Yeah.
So there's a lot in the book, and I was just so thrilled, not just to be associated with Dolly Parton, but also because I get to get the word out and help more kids.
And then the movie, you guys, did you at Dollywood? Did you shoot on the rides and stuff, or what? How did What did you?
We shot near the rides. I mean, I didn't actually go. I did go to Dolly.
I was
the
like,
next day,
did you go on the ride?
But not as part of the movie. Yeah.
I just haven't been. I gotta go.
So, Melissa, I'm so
Yeah.
excited for you. You've been really working hard on getting your immune system up and going really well and getting your body in shape. What's your secret weapon now?
Well, I've been using AG1. Do you know AG1?
I have heard of this.
It's made by Athletic Greens. It's great. It tastes great. You do a scoop. Oh, no, because I know those veggie things can be not so tasty. This one is pretty yum.
What do
you
do?
put a scoop in your water in the morning and it, oh my gosh, it helps in so many ways.
So tell me what it's doing for you.
So with one scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, all kinds of good stuff, right? It's lifestyle friendly. You can eat it when you're keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, all the things.
So it's good for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it costs less than $3 a day. So you're investing in your health and it's cheaper than that cold brew habit.
And I love this. They're sustainable too. For every purchase, they donate to organizations helping to get nutritious food to kids in need, including No Kid Hungry here in the U.S.
That's
and
amazing.
Yeah, they do climate neutral certified, all that good stuff.
That is amazing. So right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills or supplements to look out for your health.
Yeah, and to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/WWB.
Again, that's athleticgreens.com/WWB to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Thank you, Athletic Greens, for supporting What Women Binge. Well, we have some questions we ask everyone when they come on, and so this is season 3's questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
I mean, no pressure. Is there a movie that you would watch with the commercials?
Yes. I don't know if I should be embarrassed to say this or not, but Bridesmaids. I love that movie.
Oh, I
That is
love
not
That
embarrassing.
movie makes
It's
me
so
laugh
good.
so hard.
Yeah.
I'm just on the floor laughing, and I would sit through commercials. to
Except
watch
for
it.
the pooping scene. Sometimes
Sometimes it hits me just right. Sometimes it's too much. Sometimes it hits me just right, and I'm crying laughing. I don't know.
I just
how to
love when she walks in the street and goes, it's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening. That's why I say I'm not sure if I should be embarrassed to admit that it just makes me laugh. But I mean,
I love that movie. It's a classic. That was
so
like
good.
an instant classic.
Yes.
Have you seen Lost City yet, though? Because I think that's another great,
No.
I feel like that's one of those, I feel like it's been a long time since there's been a movie that original, funny, and Lost City was it's Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, and Brad Pitt. It's really funny. You got to see it.
okay,
It's really
I will.
great.
Lost City. I got to remember that.
All right, book you read super fast. Are you a big reader? We didn't.
I'm
cover
not
that.
a big reader, but lately I've been getting into reading these Christian memoirs because I'm going through my own discovery of faith right now this year. It's just kind of a new thing, and I'm fascinated reading other people's journeys. So Alexa and Carlos Penavega, who they have done Hallmark movies. Were in Dancing with the Stars shortly after I was, and we're friends. They have a new book. Yes, she was, and he's in Big Time Rush.
Okay.
So the two of them are married, and they've got 3 kids. I think 3, maybe 4. I think it's 3. And they live in Hawaii now, but they were child actors, and it's a really fascinating, fun little book. It's called "What If Love Is the Point?" And having been a child actor, it's fun to read their adventures through that.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
Yeah, and I read it in just a couple days, which
Never happens.
that never happens. I have more books that I've read 20 pages of and then never picked up again.
Yeah.
My whole library.
Maybe we should get her in Tiny Book Club. We have a tiny book club.
Do you like peer
It's
pressure
getting
to
bigger,
read?
but we like peer pressure to read. So
I don't know. I get mad.
Uh-oh.
Peer pressure makes me mad.
Oh, okay. Maybe she's not ready.
wait, how
for
did you
Tiny
do
Book
on
Club.
Dancing with the Stars then?
Oh my God, that's a whole different. That was more than peer pressure. That was the pressure
Of the whole world?
the whole world. Did you do it?
Yes.
Oh my God, it was so hard.
I thought it was going to be, I knew I was going to be nervous about the live shows, but I thought that I'd enjoy the whole process more than I definitely did.
it was really intense.
Who was your
Yeah.
partner?
Val
Okay.
Schmarkowski. Yeah. So he was great. I mean, they're all great, but they're all very strict and all really
Yeah,
tough. And
yeah.
you're training for the
And they know what
Olympics.
they're doing.
They know what they're doing, and you don't. And you're like, wait, I feel like I'm behind.
Even
and,
if you danced, you still feel like an idiot.
Yeah,
It's kind of crazy.
yeah. But it was a great experience, and I'm super grateful for it.
I wish I could go back and redo mine because I had every intention of only having fun and I did not have fun. I want to have more fun. Is there a favorite show you watched as a teen?
Family Ties.
Okay.
Such a good one.
Yes, I love that
Have
show.
you ever worked with Michael Gross?
No.
Who's the dad on Family?
No.
He is one of the nice, on your next Christmas movie, make him your dad.
Yeah.
He was my dad on a Christmas movie. That's why I know. But honestly, like we were at the Kentucky Derby and he sought me out and came to find me.
He was
Nicest
so kind.
He is just like, you talk about like him and Dolly together are
Yeah.
the people that you enter the gates to.
The
eventually.
ultimate
Like,
Christmas movie parents.
oh my gosh, right?
Dolly and Michael.
They would just be too nice.
They would
You'd be
look like
I want to slap you
angels.
guys. Like
They would just be glowing.
They are like
positivity.
angels. Living angels. We got to get him on the show. He would be so fun. And he's a great talker too. He's just super like effervescent. Do you have a favorite fast food joint? Do you do fast food?
I don't do greasy fast food, but I do like Chipotle. I will do Chipotle.
What's your go-to order there?
Rice bowl, brown rice.
That's so boring.
Rice bowl chicken.
I wanted you to say like a big
Add
old fried
guacamole.
chimichanga or something.
I can't do fried. Like I taste it and I just feel like my skin, I can like feel it. I don't know. I'm a health nut though. I really don't even really drink alcohol because I don't feel good afterwards. Like
Yeah.
I'm really sensitive to, if something's not good for me, I won't feel good.
Like your body knows.
My body knows.
It took me 46 years to realize this. Like I'm just starting to get there where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to eat that anymore because I feel yucky, but it took me a long
But it
time.
feels like a celebration, right? To eat like
Yeah.
something junky and to drink alcohol. It's like a
But then you
celebration.
feel like crap.
But then I feel so crappy. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, this is supposed to be fun and
Yeah.
it's not.
I get that.
So
I get
just
that.
feel like a party pooper.
People get mad at me when I don't eat donuts, but I'm like, I just don't.
Who are
It's
these
the
people
one
that get
thing.
mad at you for not eating
I know, but they're
donuts?
like, well, because I make people feel guilty when they're eating donuts and I don't eat donuts, or French fries. French fries are another thing. These are things that I could
I
like
could
be
live
like,
without French fries. I know that that's a rare
yeah,
thing.
no, I don't
No,
care
thank
about
you.
French fries. Like I did eat some last night because we ordered Five Guys, and even though I had my burger on lettuce, I did eat the fries because stupid kids left them sitting on the table.
You know,
They were there. The burger didn't quite do it for me because I just had like a patty with pickles. So I was like, maybe I need a French fry or a 7.
Just pickles?
I like my pickles.
I love pickles.
If
I
you
love
put pickles on anything, I'll eat it.
There's like condiments out there, you know.
no, but pickles are good. Like do you like sauerkraut?
No.
Okay,
What? It's the same
Wait a
as
minute.
pickle.
And I'm a
You
New Yorker.
like-
I should like
you
sauerkraut.
like sauerkraut but
Oh,
not
yeah.
pickles?
No, I love pickles.
Oh, okay.
I just mean a burger with just pickles is sad.
Not to me.
What about a little mustard and pickles?
Mustard
Yeah, I do like some mustard.
Is the superior
Yeah.
condiment.
Yes,
I
mustard.
agree.
I agree.
Agree.
A little spice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry, we went on a total fast food joint binge there. So, is there a show that you refuse to watch?
Yeah, Squid Game.
Oh, okay.
I won't
Yeah.
watch it either.
Nope. I will not watch that show.
My 9-year-old, not only is he into Wonder Years, he's into Stranger Things and Squid Games.
Yeah.
So he made me promise to watch an
I
episode.
can't watch those things. How a 9-year-old can
No,
still.
my son with his dad
Will watch those
has
things.
watched Squid Game.
And then he's back sleeping in your bed like mine, or maybe that's why my 9-year-old
he's
won't
fine.
leave me alone.
He's like, no, I don't, and I refuse. I refuse. It sounds horrible.
It
I
is
would have
horrible.
nightmares.
It's horrible.
I mean, I saw a
I watch
scene
it
of
more
it.
as a production. Like, how did they do this, or how did they shoot this, or why is this attractive to people? Like, the same thing with Tiger King.
It's true for research to understand the world.
I just wanted to see what everybody.
But I'm not planning on doing any shows like that. So
Sometimes
I'm
I
not that
feel a
worried
little
about
bit
it.
like, I know, right? Sometimes I feel like I have to get a little bit, like I just want to know a little bit about what's going on in pop culture.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel a little like things like
I'll
Tiger
read
King.
articles. I'm good.
But I didn't understand any memes during COVID because until I watched Tiger King, and because of Squid Games, and also I feel a little responsibility voting for the Television Academy. Like I got to watch a little bit of everything,
don't
but it's
have that pressure.
impossible. It's impossible. Is there a movie that you just don't understand the hype?
Well, okay, so I thought about this because, yeah. So there's this movie called Sausage Party that I don't know if there was hype over it or not, but I will tell you that in my household, my husband wanted to watch it. We put it on. He and my son, who was, I guess, 10, and my stepson, who was 17 at the time, and then it was me and then Scott's mom, so my mother-in-law. The boys were on the floor laughing, like crying. I've never seen them all
Just the name.
lose it. And Susie and I were looking at each other like, what are we missing? What is going on? There's this scene where like these two shopping carts run into each other and then everything falls out in this mayhem and it's like war and flowers everywhere and there's like the banana. And I was telling
Banana and sausage
the bananas
party.
peels were falling off and people were like the produce was all dying these horrible deaths. But it was apparently the funniest thing ever if you're a guy. I don't know.
Well, you describing it is hilarious.
It is actually.
It was.
I mean, the name's enough to make me giggle for half an hour.
It was like we did not get it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch this. I'm in a house full like you. I'm in a house full of boys.
Yeah.
I gotta see if I relate to this. But I grew up with all sisters but one brother. But now my life is completely the opposite, and I think I'm very much a boy mom. So I wonder if I would get it just because I feel very very much more into boy things than girl things. I think I'm gonna watch it and see. So you don't recommend it though for women?
I see nothing. I got nothing out of it.
Do you like the band Rush? I just have to know because I feel like only men like the band Rush.
I'm not totally 100% sure who that is.
Okay, so good. That's great. I like that answer. Is there a workout you gave up on?
Well, this wasn't exactly a workout, but when I was going to be giving birth, I tried this thing called hypnobirthing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole program.
I did it.
Did
I
you?
did it with my second. Yeah.
Okay, so I was super religious about it, practiced all this stuff, and then it came time for the actual birth. And for the first several hours, it was actually okay. And we actually made a sign for the hospital door that said hypnobirthing in process.
Don't come in unless you're okay
quiet,
with this kind of
be
thing.
Quiet, quiet voices only. I was in there, I was so loud, I completely gave up on it. There was no way.
I don't think that's. Did you know Kelly Martin?
Yeah.
We have our common friend Kelly Martin. So Kelly told me about it.
Okay.
And that's why, because my first one was so rough. My birth was actually, I'm in that what's that, the business of being born because of hypnobirthing, because Kelly turned me on to it for my second, because I wanted a different experience than I had with my first.
Yeah.
And she put me on it. And I did the same thing, put the thing on the door. And while I was actually in labor, they had to close the door and ask me to be quiet because I was scaring all the other moms in the ward because I was screaming, "Get him out of me!" Like, that's literally what I was screaming. I get you. I get you.
Draco had his little hand up alongside his head, and I decided to not do any drugs of any kind. So
that's what hypnobirthing's supposed to do.
Right,
Did you
it's supposed to help you.
No, I was full epidural.
So yeah,
I didn't do that. I did no drugs whatsoever, and I thought somehow I was going to do no drugs and have no pain or not.
Yeah.
I don't experience.
Well, that's what
or
they tell you.
express it.
Hypnobirthing does tell you that.
They do.
Yeah.
But also, his hand was alongside his head, so I think it was probably maybe giving birth to, say, a 14-pound baby. I'm not sure because the head circumference was so much bigger than it should have been. He never moved his little hand.
Oh,
and when he came out,
really?
he shot it up.
Well, he's very strong.
Like Superman.
Yeah, like Superman, shot out his hand in victory.
Yeah, first one I had the epidural. I did everything medicated. I had 14 different things in my body. Second time, I had nothing in my body, not a single, not even an IV, nothing. I wouldn't allow anything. And then, I wouldn't even let them put the pressure cuff on my arm. I was like, I want nothing attached to me.
Oh, okay.
And then, but he came quick because I think because I wasn't doing the medication and because I was at home most of the time. So
they
he came
say the
quick.
second one is easier than
He
the
was
first
smaller
one?
also. His head was smaller. My first one was a 90th percentile. My second one was like a 50th percentile, much better.
Nice.
But then the third one, I think my water broke too early. So I went as long as I went 48 hours with no epidural, and then finally at the end I was like, I need an epidural.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And I was crying and telling my husband, are you going to be upset with me if I... So my middle one likes to tell people that he's a little different than the other kids because his mommy didn't do drugs when she was... when he was in her belly. And I'm like, no, that's supposed to be a good thing that I didn't have medication, maybe, let's say the epidural. But he likes to tell people I wasn't on drugs with him like I was with the others.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I get the giving up on hypnobirthing thing. I kind of took what I wanted and left the rest.
Right. I think it helped for the first section of labor until things really got going.
It teaches you a lot about birthing in general.
Yeah, and about focusing your mind.
Yeah.
Mind over matter. And I think it probably helped me get farther than I would have been able to.
It also teaches you what in the hospital, what to expect. The hospital, they want to get you in and out as fast and as safe as possible. But what birthing experience do you want? What do you want to fight for as far as your birthing experience? And I like that part of it.
Yes.
And that's why I put the thing on the door too.
Did you have a doula as well?
My mom, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, but no. But it's funny because I remember I think my nurse was Sarah.
Your mom's amazing.
My mom's
She's my producer and my doula.
I know she's kind of a Renaissance woman, but she gave birth to 7, and she gave birth to 7 different ways, 6 with no epidural, 1 with an epidural, and then her last one. And she was like, "Why didn't I do that before?" Which is why I thought for my first I should definitely have an epidural because she, wished she had, but. I was sunny side up. She had one that was breech. She had all of them were different. My brother was huge. One of them came in 30 minutes. I mean, every single one was so different. We all have our own stories, guys.
That's right.
Do you have a favorite genre of book besides math books?
Besides math books, the Christian memoirs these days. Okay. That's kind of what I'm into. Before then, I would say probably mysteries, but I didn't read a lot. Like Da Vinci
what kind
Code.
of mystery?
Da
Oh,
Vinci
okay.
Code kind
Yeah.
of stuff,
I actually want my husband to read that. I just told him
Have
that
you,
recently.
speaking of Christian memoirs, have you read any Lisa TerKeurst books?
No.
You will love them.
Okay.
Dive into her books. They're so good. She's got a great story. So she's been a Christian author, Christian speaker for years and years. And then her and her husband had like a really rough situation and her life kind of fell apart. But God redeemed it. And it's her story of that. And she's had several books since then, but that book specifically is just like, I think it's not supposed to be this way or something like that.
Because, I went through a divorce, and
Well, that's what
married and stuff.
yeah. And if you're, just journeying into faith, her stuff is just so encouraging. It's all founded in scripture and I love her.
Very interested to check that out.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not supposed to be this way.
Okay.
Lisa with a Y.
Yes.
Okay. I have to check that out. I don't know that one either.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
I think a lot of us have had that feeling in life. It's not
Yeah.
supposed to be like this.
Right.
This way. What's going
Well,
on?
even
It's a
if you
great
don't
title.
relate to her story in her marriage, she does such a great way of like explaining how it applies to life in
Yeah.
general. And it's a great book.
I'll check it out. I still haven't read Redeeming Love. Everybody talks
Oh.
about that one. Have you read that one yet?
No.
It's
Yeah,
like
everybody
a
talks about it, like-
Christian romance novel.
Someone here told us.
Beautifully done.
Interesting.
Yes.
Someone in this room told me that it's a great book, and it was Angela Lanter, who's in our tiny book club, and she was like, "Oh, you guys, you have to read it." And I immediately ordered it that day, and it was a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. So I haven't yet opened it.
So
but-
Tiny Book Club, that's for short books?
no, it's just there's just only like 4 of us.
But now there's more of us.
Okay.
It's tiny because there's not it's not like 13 women drinking wine. It's like 4 of us that like to read.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
there's 5 of us now, right?
6 because we added
6
Caitlin.
because we added Caitlin Bristow because she came on the podcast the other day and she wanted to join us. So
Aw.
you'll have to join us. Do you listen to podcasts? Is there like a podcast that you love?
No, I don't listen to podcasts.
No. Well, you'll have to listen
I
to this
just need
one.
to listen to this one. Yeah, exactly. I need to start. I haven't,
You
it's just not
probably
part of
need
the
your
rhythm
own.
of my life.
Yeah.
Everyone else has a podcast, so I kind of feel like
I know. Do you not have one? I feel like you're the
don't-
only one that doesn't.
I don't. I'm probably the only one. I'll wait till everyone else sort of like gets bored and stops, and then I'll do
That's
one.
good. And do a math one because I would totally listen to that.
Not many people would. You might be the only one.
But everyone has a niche. It's okay.
Yeah. No, I would love a math one.
You know
because
what? Maybe when Draco's like, grown, then maybe I'll have time.
I have to say it's a fun thing to do when
But
the
you're
kids are
like-
at school. So
somehow
that's
you
what I
figure out-
like to fill it in.
well,
Just
homeschool.
you're homeschooling, so you've got to be working while you're. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't work while you work. So.
Right.
Oh my gosh, how do you do that when you're on movies?
Well, there are a few online classes that we're doing, and I try to it's complicated.
You move it around a little bit, like
I move it around a little bit, and sometimes not a lot happens. Like maybe only one subject will kind of happen.
yeah.
Something that is a class that's just online that I'm not really a part of, that I just sort of oversee, and then I'll check in with him. It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough. But we don't really take a summer break, so that way when those times happen, it's okay if it's lighter.
You're rolling through the whole year. Oh, that,
Yeah, like I brought his homeschooling stuff here, but he's having fun with your kids.
oh, he's on the slide.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a favorite reading spot?
Bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't. There's no way that at this point I would take time out of the day to read, like just randomly. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Before bed, I'm like, you know what? I can read for 20 minutes. Like, I don't have to go to sleep yet. Like, that kind of
See,
thing.
it makes me sleepy, so I have to my husband reads in the morning, so first thing in the morning, grabs a cup of coffee. I try to join him, but I'm like, then I'll fall back asleep too. Though I have to be careful. My reading makes me sleepy.
Yeah.
And finally, we have to ask, what are your unread emails? How many do you have in your inbox?
I mean, okay. First of all, I save every email that I've ever gotten, literally. So, I mean, tens of thousands of emails are there. It's weird because my husband,
But unread.
unread, it's like 150.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
See, she's more my peeps.
But I,
Share people.
This one's got thousands. Thousands.
thousands.
Look at her face.
But but here's the thing. You've probably seen them.
Oh yeah, I
You
go
just-
through them. I just don't mark the unread ones.
And it makes me crazy.
Yeah.
drives
That
her-
red dot with the number.
Yeah. And but see if it gets low enough, then you'd,
6,944.
oh, well, I don't have an iPhone.
Amanda, we got to talk.
Just get an
What?
Android.
How do you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a smartphone.
You have a smartphone.
It's just
Okay.
not, it's just
scared
not
me.
an iPhone.
I've thought many times about not having a smartphone, like just going back to it like a dumb phone. Just
That's what my kids learned on flip phones and had to do the
kinda would
texting
love
by
that.
number. You know, the
I did it 3 times to get the C.
Yep.
Yeah.
and it kind of made them appreciate faster
funny.
communication later on.
You know what I just
BRB.
did? So you pull up Google. Does Google come up automatically in your search engine? Okay.
Yeah,
And then you get the news that's there.
you can. Yeah,
Yeah, I've just turned it off. And it's so good because things were getting more like tabloidy and weird. I'm like, I don't want this. Is taking. I go to my phone to do something. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh wait, what's happening? What's going on in the world?
Super
Where I was going to go check my email or check something,
do
whatever,
productive.
do something productive, look something up. But as soon as I go to the browser, there's all this stuff there. This literally, and that's what it's trying to do is take you away from what you were going to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I was so glad to find in the settings that you can actually turn that off. Turn off discovery.
Oh, I've got to do that.
I don't need to discover. I've
I've discovered everything I need.
I want to discover intentionally, not have it thrown at me and then distracting me.
Oh, I'm so distracted. I go into text. I'm like, I got to text my son to not miss this for football or whatever.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I've done 6 other things, and an hour later, I realize I didn't do the one thing I wanted to do.
That, and so I've just, I have the exact same issue.
What's the movie? Social Dilemma. Social Dilemma. Have you seen that?
Yes.
That's so good. When like the kid is sitting there and he's like looking at the girl from across the mall or whatever. You haven't seen this, Amanda?
It's about social media addiction, basically.
Oh,
and what they've done to
what they do to try to distract you.
It's insane. There's a boy sitting in a mall and there's a girl and he's talking to his friends and she's talking to her friends and they're looking at each other. And then the people in the phone, like quote unquote, like right, like
the little
kind of like in Inside Out in the movie Inside Out, like they're controlling the board, the panel. They're like, he hasn't looked at his phone in like 7 minutes. We have to, what should we send him? What should we send him? And they keep trying to figure out what to send him to make him distracted. And suddenly gets distracted. And then the girl like loses interest. He loses interest. He forgets about her. Yeah. She kind of stops looking. And then that like connection is gone and he's in his phone. And all his buddies are in their phone. And it's like, that sticks in my head of like, it's trying to get me.
It is though. I feel that way about social media. You're the only reason I got back on it.
I know.
I was off of it for years.
It's not just social media though. It's anytime you go to search for something. Like
anytime
things are coming
you pick up the phone.
Anytime you pick up a phone, you have to be careful. Like, well, how am I? There are forces at work that want us to be distracted and just buying things.
Yeah.
Distracted.
We could do a whole
and
episode
buying
just
things.
on this.
Oh my gosh, so much so.
So much to say about
I know, but we got to let Danica go. But you have to do this or that.
Okay, quickly. These are just rapid fire.
Okay.
Superman or Batman?
Superman.
Okay. Spray tan or tanning beds?
Spray tan? Yeah. I mean, neither, but spray tan is healthier than tanning beds.
That's true.
Cancerous,
Mascara or lipstick?
Oh, mascara.
Chess or Scrabble?
Chess.
I wish I knew how to
See, it's because of math.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
The words people always say Scrabble. I like chess.
I like both, though. I mean, they're both great.
Sand or snow?
Sand.
Twizzlers or Red Vines?
I'm telling all your Christmas movie people.
Neither.
You just said that.
So you don't do candy either?
I don't know.
But you were born in California. You should be a Red Vines person, no?
She just doesn't do candy.
I don't do artificial candy.
Oh, okay. So
when you were a kid?
I would do chocolate. No, not really.
No?
I mean, a little bit.
That's nice.
I could
You're gonna
always,
live forever.
I could always taste the chemicals in it.
Yeah, I get
and
that.
it's just a turn off,
I get that.
But I mean, I like natural. Like, I like licorice.
Like
I like
sweets, yeah.
Yeah.
Just not. I get that.
I love chocolate-covered almonds. Like, chocolate-covered almonds. I love that kind of thing. Like, I would eat that for days, so I have to keep away. That's my
I have a great recipe for those.
I don't want to know it. I don't want I'll take gardening tips.
But not the chocolate almond recipe.
Nope.
Okay. Mustache or clean shaven?
Clean shaven.
She's Team Melissa.
Yeah.
TV shows or movies?
Movies.
Plucked or threaded?
Eyebrows?
Yes.
I guess plucked.
I didn't make these up.
I've never done threading.
It's very painful. I wouldn't recommend
It looks
it.
horrible.
I like it. It's fast. It's done. It's like fast and done.
Well, your eyebrows
Don't
are
look at
great.
mine now.
No,
they
they look
haven't been done in
fantastic.
I don't even know how long. Oh my God.
Nirvana or Foo Fighters?
Nirvana.
All right.
Yeah.
like
So no, are these things that like each of
Just
you
super
like
random.
more? And
No,
then,
we should do that. That would be a good idea.
Yeah, because you said, "Oh, Team Melissa."
I have
so
great.
Well, and then
we
if you do score,
We quiz each other at the beginning of the season.
we
on
are
ours.
so opposite on so many
that's
levels.
great because then you could do score, and then you find out who the guest scores.
That's true. We should do that. Thank you.
No problem.
New game for the podcast.
I like games.
I like it. Yeah, you do.
Okay, so
Oh my gosh.
before we go, we got to cover all your bases because I want people to really check out Double Puppy Trouble. It comes out.
Thank you. Comes out. Yeah, well, it came out July 26th.
There we go.
Okay, yeah.
It's out now. Go get it for all your kiddos.
Yeah.
Anywhere you buy books online.
Send it to
And
your
I've got-
nieces and nephews.
I've got 11 books total. You can find them all at McKellarmath.com. There's a big slider button.
And you can see your pie video, which is so great.
Yes. And if you go to the fun links section, you can watch my pie video where I sang about the number pi, and you can learn 139 digits of pi. And I've got
Teach your
lots of
kids as a Christmas.
a lot of people have tweeted me and reached out and said, hey, my daughter or my son memorized a whole bunch of pie because of your song. Like they learned the song.
See, I
Or they
bet Tucker
performed
would.
it
I
for
want
the
him
school.
to.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him that he's got to, so the next time he
That's
sees
the
you.
best party trick.
It really is. I wish I could do it when I was on all those freaking...
Best party trick.
I mean, it's an
some pretty cool
impressive
magic tricks that might go over better than you know how many digits of pi I can say. Let me tell you.
I mean, who am I trying to impress now, really?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. These days,
Embrace
I mean,
being
being
your
smart's
weird.
always in style.
right.
Absolutely.
But thank you for being here. I'm so excited
So fun to be
that
here.
that we could see each other
Yes.
and that our boys are playing. And we'll make sure everybody watches your Christmas movies. And what's your next? Do you have one coming out this Christmas?
Yes, but I don't know. It'll be on Great American Family, but we don't know which one it is yet.
So just check out Great American. So you've done a few.
No, I mean we're considering.
Oh, you're not.
a few.
Okay. I'm like, ooh.
I've done a few. They're just going to air one of them. Not sure which one yet.
But you have a billion out there, so everybody can watch you for
there are
Christmas.
many.
Between you, Candace, Lacey, me.
I'm telling you,
we can.
the greatest Christmas pageant ever. We just put all of you in a room and let you fight it out over the crown.
I think we just need to be sisters in a movie.
Yeah, and none of us are like we have to be queen.
I know,
that's not what it's
just
about.
So funny.
We'll just fight over the crown.
You know, and
Well, she's a beauty
mud
pageant
pit.
girl.
Wait a minute, it's a mud pit and
Jello.
we're wearing
a
bikinis.
Jello pool.
Wait, this is getting better.
Not
There's
me in a
crown
bikini.
in the center of like a Christmas tree.
You and Candace and Lacey can all get in that Jello
The
pool.
side of the ring is like candy canes.
Yeah, this is going to be great. And you know what? We're all going to say yes to doing this too.
Well, are you doing the
That's
Christmas
sure.
con?
So
Are
great
you
for all
going
of
to go
your
to the
friends.
Christmas con again this year?
Yes.
So New Jersey in early December. So if anybody wants to meet us all, we'll all probably be. I bet Lacey and Candace will probably be there. I think.
I don't know.
But all the people from Christmas movies are constantly
Lacey's
at these
coming, for
things.
sure.
Lacey is.
Yeah. I'm not kidding.
So we need to. Yeah, you guys need to get your tickets and get down to Christmas or get up to Christmas Con in New Jersey.
Yeah. Fun.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so
This
much.
was so wonderful.
It was.
Thank you guys for joining us here at What Women Binge.
Can you do us a favor and give us an Apple Podcast review? It helps a lot.
Yeah, and while you're at it, you can follow What Women Binge on Instagram.
And follow me on Instagram at Amanda WWB.
If you like listening to the podcast, you would love seeing it. So you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/MelissaJoanHartOfficial for full episodes, bonus content, and so much more. What Women Binge is produced by Laugh-O-Gram Studios. Our wonderful theme song was written and produced by my cute husband, Mark Wilkerson. Video production by Matt Giesler and Jay Hawley. Audio by Matt Lott. Production assistant Jen Best. And she is the best. What Women Binge is distributed by Podcast Heat. For more information, visit podcastheat.com. Do you have a question or a comment or a topic you want to suggest for the show? Well, we are listening. Email us at wwbquestions@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.